Hey guys, how's it going? Sam here to do a review on Boku no Hero Academia Chapter 95. Now, only 5 chapters left to Chapter 100. That's really crazy. It gets you, what's the word, surprised at how many chapters we've gone through and how long it's been going since it's been released. But enough of all, the sentimentality. Let's get into this chapter. Now, I really do enjoy these kind of chapters. These chapters are very chilled out chapters, kind of the aftermath of what happened from the hype, which we were getting for 5-6 weeks straight. Now, this chapter, I know a lot of us assumed there'll be a reaction, society's reaction to what happened. There'll be a lot of cool down, there'll be sadness and everything. That's pretty much what this chapter was, but it was also a lot of setups for especially a lot of characters. Now, I'm thinking what I want to talk about. I'm thinking of what I want to talk about first, because I'm just excited to talk about so much stuff. Now, I want to get straight to it, actually. I want to get straight to the end, and that is All Might and Deku. And okay, first of all, that is just, that tugged on the heartstrings, man. All Might, that he was hugging Deku, that's what I wanted to see. I never thought of that, but I know that's what I was never thinking of, but I always wanted it. I wanted to see that deep down, man. That was just, I just imagine that animated. When that gets animated, that's gonna tug on the heartstrings. You're seeing Deku crying and everything, and All Might's just hugging him. It's just beautiful, because the thing is, All Might persevered throughout that whole fight where he was near to death. He was just oh, I still have someone to teach. And I really do love the relationship with All Might to Deku. It's always been father-son relationship, but we've always seen in the past that All Might has never been the best trainer, the best teacher to Deku. And we see that now, it's going to be a new stepping stone. It's going to be All Might, he's actually going to be giving his all, because before, he was still a hero, he was still the symbol of peace. Now he has no one. No. Now he's nothing. All he has now is Deku, and he needs to train Deku. So I'm really excited for what's going to happen in the next arc. I truly do not know what's going to happen. My assumptions of next arc, I think it's going to be very, very Deku focused. And when I mean that, I mean it's going to be very focused on origins of one for all. Deku, when he all saw all the ghosts and all that kind of stuff. In the next arc, Deku's probably going to manage to control One for All, probably. One for All? All for One. Yeah, One for All. That still, oh my goodness, that still messes me up thinking of, is it One for All for One? Either way, as I was saying, yeah, this next arc upcoming, I do think this is going to be the arc where Deku finally manages to control One for All. So we've got a lot of things happening next arc. Now, obviously, judging from this chapter, it seems like we're going to get a lot of character development on Endeavor. Now, I did touch upon this briefly. I think it was either in last chapter or the chapter before that. And that is Endeavor's reaction of All Might in his No Might form. Now, we were obviously wondering what Endeavor's reaction would be, and I'm really interested in Endeavor's reaction now is, because at face value you think he's just being a bit salty, you think he's just being arrogant the way he's talking to All Might, but no, that's far from it. He's actually, you could argue that he's actually disgusted at himself due to the amount of lengths he went to try and surpass All Might. You see it when he was shouting at All Might, he's looking back on his past, he's seeing what he's done with his family, how he's abused Todoroki and all that kind of thing. So we may see some redemption kind of arc, kind of character arc around Endeavor in the future. That would be very interesting to see. Now, I wouldn't say that would be the main focus of the arc, but I do think it will be a highlight. That would definitely be a highlight of it. Now, this is why I'm happy for the Endeavor arc, if it does happen. That is because it still brings up Todoroki's character. And this has been my, some people have said this, and partly I agree to an extent. And that's if you truly think about it. Now, ever since the Stain arc, people have been saying that obviously there's death flags on Todoroki, that Todoroki may die on Stain arc when he was fighting Stain, and Stain could have killed Todoroki. Well, I wouldn't say he could have, but it was a possibility that a death flag was rising. But there was also the discussion of how Todoroki's character development hit a brick wall. Now, I'm not saying it hit a brick wall, but I'm saying that its peak was already reached at that point in time. That is because of the sports festival arc. And in an interview, Horikoshi said it himself that the sports festival arc was Todoroki centric. It was focused on Todoroki's character development, on his family, on his origins, on his background. And that was amazing. That's what I really loved about the sports festival arc. But you're wondering, after that, what is left? Now, I'm not, obviously he can still improve, you know, with his abilities, come to terms with it, speak with his mother a bit more. We actually find out what his mother said. Well, we did find out a bit of it, but like find out a bit more depth about that. And like, there's still a lot more improvement. But if you think about it, what like character development could genuinely happen for Todoroki? Now, I'm not agreeing with the fact that his character hit a brick wall, because there's a lot of things that can happen to a character. You can't just state that just because they peaked at something impactful happened, which created a lot of feelings within the reader, then that character cannot progress. I don't agree with that. I do think there's a lot more character development coming Todoroki's way, and I do think with Endeavor it's going to be heightened more, and it's showing you how Horikoshi truly does care about the supporting characters. And every supporting character in their own right is, in my opinion, a great character. And we see this with Todoroki, we see this with Ida, Uraraka. All of them, pretty much class A. Actually, the whole scope of characters in Boku no Hero, I feel like they're all important, they're all good characters in my opinion. Now, as I was saying with Endeavor, I do think that would be great for Todoroki's character development. And I'm a fanboy of Todoroki. I love the guy. The guy's mad. He is sick. But enough from that. Let's actually talk about Bakugo for a second, because we see Bakugo again in this chapter, and it's kind of like he doesn't say anything, but it's obviously Deku narrating, and he says as Bakugo kept quiet or something. I just think I don't really have much to say about that, but all I know is that Horikoshi is telling us that Bakugo's role in the series is gonna be important. Bakugo, meaning that there will, I do think, I said this in the previous review about the whole symbol of peace being separate, multiple characters, and I do think Bakugo will be one of them, but I also think that Bakugo will be a highly important, like a supplementary important character. So there's the protagonist, which is Deku, then it'd be Bakugo, in my opinion. It'll be kind of like Bakugo and Deku, they'll be like the two big people of Boku no Hero. That's how I think the future will be like. Now, we obviously see a bit of society and the government in this chapter as well, and that was really awesome. I really did enjoy the reaction with that, how they even realised themselves that the symbol of peace has been lost, and that's why I said in previous review, All Might may have won the battle, but he has not won the war, in my opinion. And that the war was attack against society, attack against the ethos, the creed that society lived by, and that's the symbol of peace. And that symbol, that pillar, has been crumbled, like the flames have been burnt out. And that was really beautiful, what I really liked about this chapter. Now, there is a lot to talk, there's a bit to talk about Shigaraki. Now, okay, I said earlier in this video that this arc will be obviously focused on Deku. That is correct, but I do also think it'll be equally focused on Shigaraki. Shigaraki is an important character. He's building up to be, you know, Deku's nemesis. They're going to be like, just how All Fon was to All Might, Shigaraki will be to Deku, in my opinion. Now, this arc coming up is, I do think Shimura, just the whole Shimura family and the previous generation of One For All, that's going to be very prevalent in the next arc. I feel like that has to be, because we still don't know much about Shimura. Like, how did the husband die? Was it caused by One For All? All For One, sorry. Why did Shimura choose to, like, you know, leave her son? And now, I'm just thinking that's just because that kind of shows you the extent of what a hero has to sacrifice. If she or he truly wants, you know, for a country to have peace, or for a nation to have peace, they have to sacrifice everything that they have to put all of themselves into what they're doing. It's kind of like that. It shows you like the sacrifice of a hero. But yeah, either way, this chapter was awesome, especially at the end. That hug was beautiful. That was like, I'm just excited for the next chapter, to be fair. We still didn't find out much about the Nomus. I'm not saying I'm salty about that. I'm a Nomu fanboy. When Nomu got first introduced, I was loving Nomu, in my opinion. Sorry if I keep scratching my nails. I've got an itchy nose for some reason. But either way, I really love Nomu, and the fact that I'm not saying this as a critique. I'm not saying this as like just as a whole massive like debate or anything. It's just a little note that I'm thinking of. I'm just like, how come Nomu's never getting much attention in society? Like, always thought Nomi was going to be important in some next arc. It seems like it's not, in my opinion. I really loved Nomi as well. The character designs, the strength. I've always wanted to see more fights against the Nomi. And we haven't got much, to be fair. We've got little ones with Endeavor and Gran Torino. But pretty much the most important Nomi fight was, Nomi against All Might. But I really want to see more about that. I want to see another fight with Deku fighting Nomi, or like Bakugo fighting a Nomi. I thought that I'd find that so awesome, in my opinion, because these Nomis, they're just relentless beasts of pure rage, so they're just literally bloodlust, and I like them to fight the students. I think they'll just be beast. Either way, that's pretty much my thoughts on this chapter. I'm so excited for the next chapter. We're going to get a colour page. It's going to be new arcs. I'm wondering what's going to happen. It may be a training arc. We absolutely have no clue. Either way, it's really interesting to know that every time the villain alliance loses, they grow, they progress, and that's how you've been seeing the character development in Shigaraki. See him at the start of the season, see him now. Yes, actually, go back if you guys can, if you're interested in this, go back and look at Shigaraki's character development. Around chapter 13, when he was first introduced, it was either chapter 13 or chapter 15. See his dialogue, see the way he just he holds himself in the first arc of the USJ simulation arc, and then go to chapter 69 when he's talking to Deku. See that, and it's honestly day and night. The character development, the whole philosophy and everything is beautiful. So tell me in the comments below what you thought of this chapter of Boku no Hero Academia. This is Shinigami-san. We'll see you next week with the greatness that is chapter 96. I'm just wondering what's going to happen on chapter 100, honestly. Because ages ago, I thought All Might would be dying out at chapter 100. So who knows what's going to happen in chapter 100. I'm not saying a death or anything, but it'll be awesome. Don't forget to comment below what you thought of this chapter. If you liked anything that I had to say in this review, please give a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. And as usual, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Also, check the description, because I do go in a bit more depth. Like, I bring out things that I may have missed in the review, so whilst I'm uploading it, I may be thinking, oh, actually, I forgot to talk about that, so I'll put it in the description. I also use the description just for a bit more of heavy analysis and stuff that I just want to, get hyped about. So don't forget to comment below, check out the description, and I'll see you next week for that greatness that is chapter 96 and episode 12. So you know what I'm saying?